Right. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the objectives of financial management. So basically two objectives of financial management. One is profit maximization, another one is wealth maximization. So traditionally, we used to focus on profit maximization. Now in modern times, because of growing awareness, we are focusing on wealth. Because of growing importance of the capital markets or stock exchanges, we are focusing more on wealth maximization rather than profit maximization. Profit maximization is a conventional measure. So modern measure is a wealth maximization. Okay. There are drawbacks of the profit maximization. Even though conventionally we use profit maximization, but there are some drawbacks of the profit maximization. So these are the drawbacks. It is only limited objective, but it cannot be a best objective. It is at best a limited objective, cannot be the only objective. This is very important. Profit maximization cannot be the sole objective of a company. It is at best a limited objective of a company. Okay, why sir? Why the profit maximization cannot be the primary objective? Why? Because these are the limitations or drawbacks of following the profit maximization. These are the limitations or drawbacks of following the profit maximization. First point, the term profit is very vague. There is no clear-cut definition. There is no uniform definition of what is profit, sir. Some people may use net profits, some people may use operating profits, some people may use operating profit after tax, some people may use EBITDA. So different measures of profits are there. And some people want absolute amount of profit, some people want the percentage of profit, net profit ratio, net profit amount, gross profit ratio, gross profit amount, operating profit after tax, operating before profit, profit before extraordinary items, profit after extraordinary items. Like this, so many measures are there. Tax profits, legal profit, Companies Act profits, income tax profits. So therefore different measures of profits are there. Different measures of profits. There is no clear-cut, uniform, standard definition for the profit. Therefore, it is difficult to implement. Everybody to their own advantage, they can frame their own definition of profits. Everybody to their own advantage, they can frame their own definition of profits. That is the drawback. That is the drawback of this method of profit maximization. Next, maximization of profit involves increase of risk. There cannot be higher profits without higher risk. There can never be higher profits without higher risk. Okay, so therefore, if you are chasing too much of profits, automatically, indirectly, you are chasing too much of risk also. If you are chasing too much of profits, automatically, indirectly, you are chasing too much risk also. So therefore, profit maximization is very dangerous. So it forces the management, it forces the CFO or CEO to take high risky projects. It forces the CFO or CEO to take high risky projects. Okay, so maximization of profits involves increase of risk, because without higher risk, there cannot be higher profits. Without higher risk, there cannot be higher profits. Therefore, if you are chasing higher profits, means automatically you are prepared to take higher risk. You have already taken the higher risk. That is the drawback. Next, profit maximization objective does not take into account the pattern of returns. So therefore, it ignores the time value of money. It only considers how much we have earned. It ignores when we have earned. Profit maximization considers only how much we have earned. It ignores when we have earned. That is the important point. Okay. So therefore, profit maximization ignores the time value of money or pattern of returns Next, so profit maximization is primarily useful for the personal benefit of the management, because management gets their remuneration based on the profit. Management gets their remuneration based on short-term 1-year profit. Therefore, profit maximization can best serve the management interest, but not the long-term shareholders' interest, but not the long-term society impact. Profit maximization works only for the personal benefit of the management. Short-term measure. It ignores the long-term value of shareholders. It ignores the long-term impact on the society. Therefore, profit maximization fails to consider the social aspects. If not social aspects, at least for the shareholders' benefit also, it is not correct. Today's profits is nothing but tomorrow's loss sometimes. Therefore, just because today you got the profits, manager got more remuneration, yes, manager gone out of the company. Tomorrow the company may get losses because of short-sighted policies. Okay, so that is important. Profit maximization is short-term and narrow object. Profit maximization is a short-term and narrow object. Okay. So because of this, so though traditionally we are using profit maximization objective, so because of these limitations, now we are moving to the wealth maximization objective. Okay, right. So now we'll look at see what is wealth maximization or value maximization. So this model holds that the primary goal of the firm is to maximize its market value. So wealth maximization says, what is my market price of the share? So my primary target is to increase my market price. That means my primary target is to please the shareholders. Sir, shareholders are not correct, sir. They are not rational, sir. Yes, whatever it is, whether they are rational, foolish, forget about it. Satisfy the shareholders. That's it. Please the shareholders. Take a decision which pleases the shareholders. That's it. Take a decision which pleases the shareholders. Okay. So this model holds that primary target is increasing the market value of the share. That's what Adani has done. That's what Reliance Mukesh Ambani has done. Even though their profits may not be as commensurate with the market price, but still people are investing in that company. People are investing in the company because of the market price, because of the increasing market price. Okay. Next, for measuring and maximizing shareholders' wealth, finance manager should follow cash flow approach, not accounting profit, cost benefit analysis, application of time value of money, application of time value of money. So consider cost and benefit both. So here cost includes risk. Don't ignore the risk element, consider the risk element also. So our cost of capital, it considers the risk element also. Okay. So consider the risk element also, not only explicit cost, consider the implicit risk also, consider the benefit, and consider only cash cost, cash benefit. Consider only cash cost, cash benefit, not no accounting profit. Okay, not accrual based measure. Only cash cost, cash benefit, and also time value of the money. When we obtain that cash benefit, when we obtain the cash cost, timing is also important. Timing is also important. So these are the three fundamental pillars of wealth maximization. So these are the three fundamental pillars of wealth maximization. Consider cash cost, consider cash benefit, okay, and consider the timing of cash benefit and timing of cash cost. So if this wealth maximization is not followed, if this wealth maximization is not followed, what is the drawback? Okay, sir, you are telling this, everything is fine, but what is the consequences if I don't follow this? So there should be some fear. Otherwise, people will not follow anything. People will not follow good principles unless and there is a fear. Therefore, we have to threaten. We have to create a fear among the people. If you don't follow this, what happens? If you don't follow the wealth maximization, what happens? The public, if this goal is not met, public institutions would lose confidence in the enterprise. If this goal is not met, public institutions would lose confidence in the enterprise. Okay, that is the important part. So if you are not using that, obviously public confidence will not be there. People may not have more confidence. If the Reliance market price is not increasing, obviously Facebook and Google might not have invested in that. So based on the increase in market value, based on the people's interest, only investors will come and invest. Okay, right. This is about the wealth maximization. Basically, these are the three fundamental pillars. And at the end, we'll see the differences between profit maximization and wealth maximization. There is a standard definition. Sorry, I forgot to write it. Standard definition considers risk element, Okay, so profit maximization, there is no uniform definition. Somebody may use operating profit, somebody may use EBITDA, somebody may use net profit, somebody may use profit before extraordinary items, like the different measures of profit. Somebody may use accounting profit, somebody may use cash profit. That is what the point. Whereas wealth maximization, standard definition, market value of the share. There is only one market value of the share. Okay, next, profit maximization ignores risk, wealth maximization considers the risk. Because wealth maximization depends upon computation of present value of benefits, present value of costs. So that computing the present value considers the risk. Cost of capital considers the risk. Wealth maximization is about computation of present value. Wealth maximization is about computation of present value. Present value computation requires cost of capital. Cost of capital already considers the risk. Okay, so wealth maximization focuses on computing present value. Wealth maximization requires computing present value. Computing present value requires cost of capital. So computing cost of capital requires risk element. Therefore, indirectly, wealth maximization considers risk. Indirectly, wealth maximization considers risk. Profit maximization ignores time value of money. Profit maximization ignores time value of money. So wealth maximization considers time value of money. Profit maximization ignores time value of money. Next, narrow focus. It ignores the impact on society. Profit maximization primarily works for the personal benefit of the management. It ignores the impact on the society. Whereas wealth maximization, broader focus, it considers the shareholders, not only shareholders, stakeholders. It considers stakeholders. So it is an accrual based measure. It's a cash based measure. It focuses on accounting book profit. It focuses on market value. It focuses on market value. Accounting book profit is dangerous because many accounting treatments, many acceptable accounting policies. There are many acceptable accounting policies. No uniform set of accounting policies applicable to all entities. No uniform set of accounting policies applicable to all entities. There are many accounting policies. Different entities may use different accounting policies. Therefore, there may be a confusion. Here, focus on only market value. No scope for much manipulation. Okay, management may misuse this for personal benefit. because management remuneration is based on profits. Therefore, they may show short-term higher profits, which may not be correct in the long term. They may get more remuneration. In the long term, they may resign from the company. That's it. Okay. Here, management has to set aside his personal interest, and management has to focus on the interest of shareholders and society. Here, management has to keep aside his personal interest, and management has to focus on the personal interest. Sorry, management has to focus on the shareholders and society. They have to do away with the personal interest. Obviously, it is a short-term measure. It's a long-term impact. So when the economic environment is stable, when the uncertainty is less, we can use the profit maximization. When the uncertainty is more, you cannot use the profit maximization. We have to use the wealth maximization. Okay, so profit maximization is suitable for evaluation of single period performance, whereas wealth maximization is suitable for evaluation of multi-period performance. Wealth maximization is suitable for evaluation of multi-period performance. So these are the differences from profit maximization versus wealth maximization. Therefore, end of the day, the conclusion is that prefer wealth maximization. Because of too much drawbacks of the profit maximization, yes, it may not be correct. And moreover, if wealth maximization is not followed, it won't increase the confidence of the investors. It won't increase the confidence of the public. If wealth maximization concept is not followed, it cannot increase the confidence of the people. Okay, right. End of the day, the conclusion is prefer wealth maximization over profit maximization. Ignore the traditional measure of profit maximization. Consider the modern measure of wealth maximization. Okay, that's it.